June 2015. I was sitting down at my cubicle looking at a spreadsheet, just like every single accountant would do. But what I wasn't doing was actually listening. There was talks of a business being outsourced. Some charts were being thrown around, some mini presentations, budgets, variances, all things that were common to an accountant. And then that was me, just looking out the window, thinking about music. Back then, I didn't know what my life was going to be like. See, I did music when I was a kid. But for me to explain that, I need to take you even 10 years back in June 2005. Young 16-year-old Shaun. When Shaun told his parents, Mom and Dad, I want to be a musician when I grow up. Now, if you come from a household like mine, the Premnaths, it's like pin drop silence when you say if you're not going to be a lawyer or a doctor. In other words, you're dead. So when I did that, my dad was busy washing the big pot that we have, and it just pang! I thought there was a rat or something that came into the house, but then my dad just said, "You want to do what?" So I said to myself, well, I'm a middle child, and a middle child usually our voice does not get heard. So you know what I did? I said, I'll do what my brother's doing. And he did accountancy, so I followed the same path. So I thought to myself, okay, you know what? I'm going to just keep going and do this. Enroll in a degree, and I would tell you about my story. However, if I told you what happened in my degree, I'd need another 7 minutes to tell you about that. I graduated, I did really well. I had the security. I had the predictability. And the best thing, I got a paycheck, which is wonderful. But then there was this niggle just at the back of my head. What if? What if you did music? What would that feel like? What possibilities could I give to you? Would it be busking? Or as my dad said, you're gonna sit down and beg people for money and pay for your Woolies groceries? Young 16-year-old Shaun would be having eyes trickling down and basically a bucket full of tears. So I thought to myself, instead of relieving my trauma, just push it down as most men like to do, just shove it underneath, 6 feet under, and just keep going on with life. But then I had this really bad issue. You know those people who are like those vigilantes or superheroes? Bruce Wayne by day and then Batman by night? But ironically, Bruce Wayne is a facade, but Batman is the actual person. Yeah, that was me. I was the guy that was, Shaun Premnath the accountant, I'll count your beans. And then there's Shaun Master, the musician. I'll help you out. I'll save you one music note at a time. That worked with when I was young, single, ready to mingle. Luckily, my wife is not here. If she heard that, she will actually roast me for life. But then, the same issues that Bruce Wayne and Batman had, I also had. Whilst I was at work thinking about the next budget, the monthly reports, the variances, there was me in my head going, oh, that rehearsal last night was actually really, really awesome. If only I did this, I did that. And then my manager would be saying, Shaun, have you done a report? I'll get to it another time. And I thought to myself, okay, I really have to think about this. And if you have a scratch that needs to be, an itch that needs to be scratched, not a scratch that needs to be itched. I had that, and that was actually getting even more. And those of you who have eczema, I feel you, because I just kept going and going and going. 2015 came, and I said to myself, I had two options. Either take the package, or find another opportunity. Still, again, looking for certainty. The best advice that I ever got was actually my then executive director, who said to me, Shaun, I started off as a microbiologist. Next thing you know, I'm an executive director of a service provider for the government. Little did I know both of them will have a nice straight line. So I said to myself, what's the worst that could happen? It worked well for me, but then I had to go present that to my mom and dad at home, telling them that I'm gonna leave my job. And if you all remember what happened to the Premnath household, lawyer, doctor, accountant, you're dead. So you know what I did? I just took my mom to the side and said, Mom, I got a chance to, let go and just go. You ever had awkward silences before? But not just like the 5 seconds one, but the one that goes for like 5 minutes. I had that with my mom. And my mom sat there ruminating. Now, if you met my mom's the biggest social butterfly ever. You will know that she is in the room before she even comes in the room. When she heard my story, you want to be a musician? Quiet. And I told her, I better give this a shot, because it's one day does not exist in your diaries. Have any of you opened up the diary and looked for one day? There's definitely Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But one day? That didn't exist. So I said to myself in June 2015, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take that package and I'll see where life throws me. 10 years now. It's funny enough, this actual day was the same day I had a conversation with my parents. And Mom phoned me today morning. And she said, do you remember what happened 10 years ago? And I'm like, Mom, you don't even remember when things happened. And you remember stuff happened 10 years ago? Okay. And I was like, thinking to myself, what exactly are you talking about? It was the day that you came up to me saying that you want to change your career. I said, oh, I guess I'm here. I made it. I guess you can say the rest is history.